Hi, everyone. Thank you for watching. The point of this activity in Module 2 is to introduce the topics of coaching observations, video, and understanding what's currently happening in our classrooms. And I know that these are concepts that can be a little bit uncomfortable. They require us to do things a little bit differently and put ourselves out there, take some risks. So I appreciate you being willing to do so. And if you trust me, I promise that I will support you through this every step of the way. Um, in a traditional coaching model, you have a coach who comes into a classroom, they observe you teaching in some component, and then afterwards they'll provide guidance or advice or reflection on what it is that you had done. And there's a few things that aren't great about this model. One being that at the end of the session, you're reflecting back on what's already happened. So you spend time in the conversation with a coach saying, do you remember when Zach spelled this wrong? Or do you remember when Sue mispronounced that word? And so energy and time is spent on what already took place. And behavioral change tends to not happen very well if we're reflecting on something that already happened. And in that sense, too, the coach tends to be the expert. They're coming in and saying what should be differently. And the coach tends to be the one that does the majority of the reflection. The other downside to this is, besides the fact that I'm not physically there and able to do a standard observation, is that it requires you to have it scheduled and planned and according to when I could come. And typically, teachers are all teaching reading at the same time. And so it's very difficult to get time with a coach. They can only come in several times or one time based on that scheduling. Um, if we use video, we don't have to worry about that piece. You can use it when it's most convenient for you, not when it's convenient for me. So we're going to do things a little bit differently, a lot differently. First, you are the expert in your classroom. You know your students, you know your curriculum, you know the social norms, the environmental norms. I don't know those pieces. I have a lot of background in literacy, in structured literacy. I have a lot of background in coaching. I have a lot of background in how to support people in reaching their goals in those areas. And so I can come in and help you with those pieces. But you are the one who gets to decide how and gets to decide what your goals are and what your changes are. And then I will support you and provide as much feedback as you're asking for. We're going to use some technology that's called GoReact. And I'll provide a whole separate page where you will practice with it and learn about it. It's fairly simple, but you'll be able to tape yourself right on your phone or right on a laptop or an iPad that has um, a, a microphone and a video. And you are the one who gets to see that first. So you get to be the one doing the reflections. I'll provide guidance and a map of how to do so. And then if you're comfortable, you can share it with me and I can walk you through that even further. But though that video is really going to help you see what's happening in your classroom right now, we know that good teachers scaffold and begin with where they are. And it's no different for us as teachers because we have reading curriculum. We have all these different reading concepts of structured literacy. We have what's happening with our students. And then we have the demands of the real world. And so a video can realistically capture what's actually happening in our classrooms. And you don't have to do anything different than what you're already doing. That first video is really an opportunity to capture where we're at now and to hone in on what are the pieces we're really happy with and we don't want to change, and what are the pieces that maybe need some tweaking so that we can better meet our students' needs. So this next part will provide you some explicit instruction on all of those pieces and ask you some questions about what you're currently doing in literacy and what your goals are. And then after our next synchronous meeting, so in November and into December, then we'll go ahead and start doing some video work. If in the meantime you're feeling really nervous about some piece of it beyond with the supports that I provide, just reach out email me and we'll work through it together. It's always weird the first time you see yourself on video. I find it weird talking to you right now. Seeing myself as we talk is just really strange. But once you get past that, it's a really effective tool and much more effective than the typical in-person observation. Um, and I'll get into this more later, but our time together when we do have meetings, whether it's through a Zoom meeting or a phone call or communicating through our video, um, those can be geared towards your areas of support and literacy. So it might be you teaching, and it might be us discussing assessment results. It might be us looking at student work, because all of those are really important skills to have, and strategies for how to work towards our goals. So thank you again for watching. I so appreciate your time, and I look forward to teaching you more about this.